Urgent Dallas Cowboys fans, do not miss this. What just happened? You won't believe this one. But before we reveal the big news, make sure to subscribe to the channel because here we bring you daily videos with the latest Dallas Cowboys updates. And to not miss anything, activate the notifications. Hey Cowboys Nation, grab a seat and get comfortable because today we're diving deep into a story that's been buzzing across NFL circles and has everyone talking about the Dallas Cowboys. We're talking about a recent incident during one of their most recent games, a confrontation filled with tension, drama, and a lot of questions about what this means for the team moving forward. It's not just about a moment of anger on the field. It's about understanding how this fits into the bigger picture of the Cowboys season, their culture, and the league's stance on discipline and sportsmanship. So buckle up because this story isn't just a simple headline, it's a complex web of context, history, and what might come next for America's team. Let's start at the very beginning. The game in question was between the Dallas Cowboys and the Los Angeles Chargers, a matchup that on paper promised to be a competitive and exciting encounter, and it certainly delivered, but not exactly in the way most fans expected. As the game progressed into the final quarter, tensions started to simmer beneath the surface. Both teams had stakes to play for playoff positioning, pride, and the desire to outshine their rivals. But what happened during that last quarter took the narrative to a whole new level. It's worth asking, why did this confrontation escalate to the point of a physical altercation? What triggered Dak Prescott, the Cowboys' star quarterback, to get involved in such a heated exchange with the Chargers players? And what does this incident reveal about the current state of discipline, competitiveness, and emotional control in today's NFL? Now, I want to paint a clear picture of what unfolded. According to reports and eyewitness accounts, during the last moments of the game, Prescott found himself at the center of a heated discussion that quickly spiraled. It wasn't just a verbal disagreement. Things turned physical, with players pushing, shoving, and exchanging insults. Prescott, known for his fiery competitive spirit, was caught in the middle of this storm, engaging directly with some Chargers players. The moment was intense enough to catch the attention of referees and officials, and clearly it left a mark on the game's narrative. What's particularly notable here is that this wasn't a minor skirmish. It was serious enough to warrant NFL disciplinary action, and that's where the story takes a turn into the league's broader stance on conduct. The NFL wasted no time in responding. They issued fines to both teams involved, signaling a clear message that such behavior is unacceptable at the professional level. Although the league has not publicly disclosed the exact amounts of these fines, it's widely understood that they are significant. The NFL's disciplinary system is strict and aims to serve as a deterrent for future incidents. What's interesting is how the league balances the need to maintain order without overly punishing players for emotional reactions that are, after all, part of the intense competition of football. But this incident, involving a marquee player like Dak Prescott, certainly puts the spotlight on the importance of professionalism, even amidst the heat of battle. Let's take a moment to analyze Dak Prescott's history in this regard. The quarterback has always been known for his passionate approach to the game. Whether it's celebrating big plays or expressing frustration after tough losses, Prescott wears his heart on his sleeve. Over the years, he's demonstrated leadership qualities, but also moments where his emotion has gotten the better of him. Remember last season, when he was involved in a heated exchange with a rival defender, or during critical moments in games where his intensity has been palpable. These instances show a player who deeply cares and who plays with a lot of passion. But at the NFL level, that passion must be channeled appropriately. The league's recent actions serve as a reminder that even the most talented players need to control their emotions, especially when the stakes are high. The ramifications of this incident go beyond just fines. It raises questions about the Cowboys' locker room culture and Prescott's leadership role. Will this event be seen as a lapse in judgment? Or will it be a teachable moment for Prescott and his teammates? Given his history and leadership status, expectations are high for him to set an example. The Cowboys, as a franchise, have historically cultivated a culture of resilience and discipline. But every team faces moments of challenge, and how they respond can define their season. The team's response, including statements condemning the incident and plans for internal discipline, indicates a desire to reinforce standards of conduct. It's also worth noting how the Cowboys' coaching staff and management will address this internally. Will they emphasize emotional control and professionalism more than ever? Meanwhile, the Chargers' side of the story is equally important. They, too, issued statements condemning the incident, emphasizing their commitment to sportsmanship and respect on the field. It's fascinating to observe how rivalries in the NFL often threaten to boil over, but league officials and teams typically want these moments to stay on the field and not escalate into full-blown conflicts. The NFL's ultimate goal is to showcase the sport's athleticism and skill, not chaos. So what does this mean for the upcoming games? Will this incident influence how players behave in future matchups? Can we expect tighter officiating or more stringent monitoring of player conduct? These are key questions for fans, analysts, and teams alike. Now, considering the broader context of the Cowboys season, this incident can be seen as a microcosm of their current journey. The Cowboys started the season with high expectations, bolstered by a talented roster led by Prescott, who has been performing well statistically this year. Prescott's numbers have been impressive, completing around 68% of his passes, with over 500 yards, 22 touchdowns, and only 8 interceptions up to this point. His leadership has been crucial, especially with the offensive line providing solid protection and the receiving corps, led by C.D. Lamb, making significant plays. But the season has also been marked by moments of inconsistency, especially on defense and special teams, which have kept the team from reaching their full potential. This incident adds a layer of complexity to their narrative. Will Prescott's fiery temperament be seen as a liability or as part of his competitive edge? How will this event influence team chemistry and the locker room environment? The Cowboys' defense, which has been solid but sometimes inconsistent, will need to demonstrate resilience in the face of adversity. Not to forget, the schedule ahead is packed with challenging games, including rivalries and playoff implications. The upcoming matchups against teams like the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles will test their mental toughness and discipline. Let's also analyze how this fits into the team's overall statistical profile. The Cowboys currently rank among the top teams in the league in points per game, averaging over 26 points offensively, and their defense is holding opponents to under 20 points on average. Prescott's performance has been a key factor in this offensive success. However, this incident could serve as a wake-up call to maintain focus and composure, especially in close games where emotions tend to run high. Historically, teams that stay disciplined tend to fare better in the postseason, and this event could be a catalyst for growth or a potential pitfall if not managed wisely. When comparing the Cowboys to other top contenders in the league, it's clear that discipline and emotional control are vital. Teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens have shown that maintaining composure under pressure can be the difference between winning and losing tight games. The NFL's emphasis on sportsmanship and respect is not just about image. It directly impacts game outcomes, penalties, and even playoff seeding. If the Cowboys want to contend seriously this year, they'll need to learn from this incident and ensure it doesn't become a recurring theme. Looking ahead, the future for Dallas involves a delicate balancing act. Prescott's development as a leader will be scrutinized, especially after such a public display of emotion. Can he channel that passion into motivating the team without crossing boundaries? Will this incident be a catalyst for internal growth, or will it cause ripples of discord? The Cowboys' coaching staff, led by Mike McCarthy, has a reputation for discipline and strategic thinking. It will be interesting to see how they address this internally, whether through team talks, individual counseling, or emphasizing the importance of emotional regulation on the field. Furthermore, the league's stance on such incidents highlights the importance of player conduct in today's NFL. The fines serve as a stern reminder that, regardless of how intense or passionate a game gets, maintaining professionalism is critical. This incident might also influence how referees and officials monitor player interactions in future games, perhaps leading to stricter penalties for exchanges that threaten to escalate. For fans, this raises questions about the balance between competitive fire and sportsmanship. How much emotion is acceptable, and where should the line be drawn? As we reflect on the bigger picture, it's clear that the Cowboys are at a crossroads. Will this event galvanize them to improve their discipline and unity? Or could it become a distraction that hampers their playoff push? The next few games will be crucial in determining whether they can learn from this experience and grow stronger as a team. The NFL's focus on player conduct, combined with the team's internal response, will shape the remainder of their season. Now, let's take a moment to compare this incident with similar episodes in NFL history. Remember when players like Richard Sherman or Odell Beckham Jr. had their fiery moments? How did those episodes impact their teams? Often, it's about how the players and coaching staff respond. If handled properly, a fiery personality can be a leadership asset rather than a liability. The key is consistency, control, and understanding the context of each situation. In terms of the media and fan reactions, The story has generated a mix of outrage, support, and debate. Some fans see Prescott's involvement as a sign of his passion and determination, while others criticize it as lack of composure. Analysts have been debating whether this is a one-time lapse or a sign of deeper issues within the team culture. The social media landscape is flooded with opinions, memes, and hot takes typical of NFL fan engagement, but it also reflects the passion and intensity that make football such a beloved sport. Looking ahead, what does this mean for the Cowboys' playoff chances? Well, with a current record hovering around 7-3, they are in a strong position. But every blemish on their record, especially one involving discipline, can affect their seeding and momentum. If Prescott and the team learn from this, it could serve as a pivotal moment in their season. Conversely, if it spirals into a series of similar incidents, it might undermine their efforts to reach the Super Bowl. The next few weeks will be crucial in determining whether this is merely a blip or a turning point. Finally, I want to leave you with this thought. Football is a game of passion, but it's also a game of respect. The best teams are those that can balance the fire inside with discipline and professionalism. This incident, while unfortunate, offers a learning opportunity. It challenges the Cowboys, Prescott, and the league to reflect on what kind of sport they want to promote. Will they allow moments of anger to define them, or will they use these moments to grow stronger and more disciplined? That's the real question hanging in the air right now. Remember, folks, the NFL season is a marathon, not a sprint. Incidents like these remind us all that behind the helmets and pads are human beings, passionate, flawed, but ultimately striving for greatness. The Cowboys have the talent, the leadership, and the history to bounce back from this. But the road ahead will require focus, unity, and a commitment to playing with integrity. Let's see how they respond. Pause here, just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. In conclusion, this incident is more than just a moment of heat on the field. It's a reflection of the ongoing challenges and opportunities facing the Dallas Cowboys. As fans, we should be watching closely not just for the immediate fallout, but for how this team and its leaders, especially Dak Prescott, will learn and grow from it. Will they harness that fiery passion and turn it into positive energy? Or will it become a recurring issue that hampers their playoff aspirations? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. The Cowboys are at a pivotal point, and their response in the coming weeks could define their season and legacy. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Dallas Cowboys. Do you think Prescott's fiery nature is a good thing or a problem? How do you see this incident affecting their chances moving forward? Let's get a discussion going. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news. Thanks for watching, and as always, stay passionate, stay loyal, and let's keep supporting our team through thick and thin.